Russ. Yeah, back on the road again, literally. Yeah, we're continuing our bike ride coming back from the Botanic Garden. I wanted to do the entire ride, as you know. And so now I'm on my way back. On my way back home. I probably should turn on the GPS. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to pull off to the side here for a second. All right, let's do that. And let's check some messages here too. Okay. Where's our GPS thing here? Okay. Alright, I'm gonna angle the camera a little bit here, so alrighty. Back up we go. Trying to get a good angle to see, but I can't see with the reflections that are going on. Yeah, the sun is coming up on it. Sorry. Oh man. I haven't coughed that much lately. Every now and then I do catch one. I didn't take the allergy pill today. Should have done that before I left. I don't know, maybe it was allergies that was causing the coughing. Post-nasal drip or something, I don't know. But the cough has been more minimal now since I've been taking the allergy pills, so maybe it was. I just totally forgot today. So yeah, we're on the bike lane, which is essentially was the shoulder of this road before. Turned it into what they call a bike lane, and eventually you're going to run out of the lane. It doesn't go all the way. So it's only a short bike lane. And then when you come back in, you got to make sure the cars know you're coming back into their lane. Last time I was on here, as we came here, I was running out of the lane, so I look in the mirror to make sure I see who's coming up on me, and then I signaled, and the guy saw me running out of a lane and signaling, so he slowed down to let me into his lane. Now take a look at this. You got a garbage can right in the middle of the bike lane, so you got to come off of it. There's no other way. Unless you want to run into the garbage can. Garbage pickup happens on certain days, but again, whenever you have a holiday on a Monday, throws everything off. Because the guys picking up the garbage have to, they take their day off, and then they got to catch up. So everything gets pushed off one day. We usually have trash pickup Tuesday morning, but because that was loud. But because of the July 4th holiday, it pushed it off one day. So instead of a Tuesday morning pickup, it was a Wednesday morning pickup for us. So how's the fence painting going with the kid? Still going. He hasn't been here for a while. I mean, it's been raining, and I sent him a message last night, but haven't heard back from him. Yeah, he's got to get back out to do it, otherwise we're never going to get this project done. He's about halfway through the project. I mean, you would tend to think by now we would have this all finished with, but that's what happens. You hire a kid. It doesn't go fast, and the fence seems to be sucking up all the paint. So yeah, he's only about halfway through. It's gonna be a while. Maybe if we're lucky, maybe by the end of the summer we'll be done. That's pretty sad, isn't it? But I'm not gonna force the kid to work out there in the hot 90-something degrees of weather. I'm just gonna let him do it when he feels he's able to do it. And he's got other things going on. He's got a regular job. He works at a hardware store. He's got soccer stuff that he does. I think he coaches some soccer stuff, and then he plays in a soccer team as well. So yeah, he's been busy, but yeah, he's still got to finish our project eventually, right? It's okay. We're not really that much in a rush, but I think had we given a deadline, maybe he would have finished it. Okay. Sorry about that. My GoPro battery has stopped again, so I changed it out. And my bike battery finally gave out at 41.7 miles. Okay, just make a note. It's at 3,053 miles right now for the bike. 41.7 miles, and my bike battery is starting to blink. So I figured, well, at first I thought my battery had run out on my GoPro, so I changed it out. Turns out it wasn't that. My SD card was filled. Yeah, good thing I bought a second SD card. But I didn't recognize that it was shutting down because of the SD card. I thought it was the battery. So I gave it a little bit of a rest. I've been traveling about 3.3 miles now, according to this, 3.4 miles, without recording. Because sometimes the GoPro will overheat if it's been on too long. That's how it protects itself. I thought it was an overheating problem, but it wasn't. It was actually full SD card problem. So I swapped it out and we're continuing on again. So you didn't get to see the entire ride back. We lost about 3-point-something miles worth. I just went on without you. Okay, spit out bug number 3. It was a small one, I think. But I hit it. I felt it hitting the side of my mouth, and I just kind of spit it a little bit, and I don't think it's there anymore. Yep, you talk, you get bugs in your mouth. So yeah, we're heading back. We haven't hit the major street yet. I did change my battery out. I thought that when my GoPro was having issues, my battery meter started blinking, so I figured maybe it's a good time to change out the battery at the same time. I mentioned what it was in terms of mileage, but I can't remember. Was it something like 37.2 or something? I can't remember. I'll have to check the footage, and then I'll make a note of it, because that'll tell me how far I can expect my replaced battery to be able to go. And it still had something like a bar or 2 left when it started blinking. I'm thinking 37.1, something like that. Is that what it was? I'll have to check. Alright, so when we get onto Central Road, that's when we are competing with the traffic. Again, they give us a section they considered a bike lane, but essentially it's just the former what do they call the side of the road? See, this is what happens when you get old. I can't remember anything. The former shoulder of the road. Man, it took me forever to come up with that word. And it's not fully the shoulder of the road either. You get some of it, then you lose it, then you get some of it, then you lose it. So it's not a full bike lane. You know, the thing is, going on these roads, as you probably are well aware of, it's not the safest thing because these cars go relatively fast. I don't know what the speed limit on this road is. 30, 40? I don't know. Either way, it's faster than we like, but it is the only way for me to get there. So I got to do it. So I have a clear path here, obviously, on the shoulder, but eventually I run out of this. That car is still moving forward. She did see me, but she still rode forward. See, I run out of this, and now I have to go onto the road where the cars are. Now there's a slight shoulder right over here. I'm not going to take it because I'm going to run out of that again. So the car behind me is probably wondering, why is this guy still in my lane? Well, I'm going to run out of lane if I don't. So rather than going on it and coming back, you see right here, we run out of it right here. I'm just staying where I am and maintaining the lane as mine. Now I'm doing 24.5 miles an hour. You can't complain too much because I am moving fairly well. But I don't have a lane to take. And I won't get that lane until we get to that stoplight. So he's going to have to live with me being on the lane with him. Now, as we get closer to it, I'll start moving over. So then he has a clear path that if he wants to pass, he can pass now. The bike lane starts here. You can see why sometimes I want some speed on these bikes, because I have to eat that lane up. And if I was only going to go less than 20 miles an hour, they won't be happy with it. What was I doing, around 24, something like that? 24.8, 25 miles an hour right now. Now you might be wondering, how am I able to do that on a throttle on a Rad Rover 5? Well, there's hidden secrets within the Rad Rover 5. Yeah. When you get the Rad Rover 5, it is a Class 2 bike, which means you shouldn't be able to do more than 20 miles an hour assisted. But as we can see on my throttle only here, I'm doing like 25. That's because there's a secret menu that you can do to unlock the Rad Rover 5 to do 25 miles an hour if you wanted it to. Don't ask me how to do it, I'm not going to tell you. But you can look it up yourself. Go on YouTube. Maybe search something like Rad Rover 5 secret menu or Rad Rover secret menu, something like that. You'll find it. But I think having that extra speed pays off sometimes. Yeah, see here, you've got all this overgrown foliage on the right, obstructing the people who ride the bike path. So that forces us to have to move closer to the lane, and that's not as safe. Now here, we got a whole bunch of debris on it. I've got a car behind me coming up on my tail, but I'm not going to ride through that. But I had enough space that I could do it before the car comes up on me. And as you see, he's not passing me until right now. So even though you got a bike lane, doesn't mean anything sometimes. The things in your way keep don't keep you as safe on the bike lane either. You have to move. You got to feel comfortable doing that, otherwise you can't ride these things. There was a time I could not do what I'm doing now. It takes a little while to get used to that. Now eventually, I may have problems with cars. Let's hope not. So if I stay safe as I go through these things, but I do know that not all cars are as safe as you would hope they would be. Sometimes as much as you try to stay safe, they force you into an unsafe situation, or they don't see you and they hit you. So that's the gamble we take, I guess. Oh, here's a nice thing. You know, I was telling you that my battery died on the GoPro. The battery died on the digital audio recorder. I had to change that out. The battery died on this thing here. I don't know whether the blinking light in the back is died or still going or not. But the one thing that didn't die, the Magneto lights on my helmet. Yeah, that thing's still blinking in the back, and the forward light is still on the helmet. I think the Magneto claims like 10 hours. So we have not been riding for 10 hours, so yeah, I'm still blinking away. So I still have that safety at least, right? Even if the rear tail light were to stop blinking, I got the blinking lights on my helmet. I know it's daytime, but I think you can still see it. All right, we will eventually run out of this this bike lane again. That'll force us back onto the street with the cars. Stay on it as long as we can. There's not much cars behind me right now, so it's good. Somebody asked me about going over railroad tracks. Yeah, you should be careful going over railroad tracks. I just happen to know that these are relatively smooth. But if you're not sure, yeah, definitely need to slow down. I don't know what that guy had. I think he had some type of scooter or something. Some type of electric scooter. Sit-down scooter, like a go-kart. Electric go-kart, maybe that's what that is. I think Segway makes one like that. I don't know, that would be kind of cool to try. I might try that if somebody offered that to me. Because you're still sitting, at least, you know. All right. So we are on Central and Wolf Road, for those who are local. So I believe we are in Mount Prospect, if I'm not mistaken. We're either in Mount Prospect or on the edge of Mount Prospect and Des Plaines. But I believe this is still considered Mount Prospect. Yeah, so how's this ride been so far? Overall, I would say I've been pretty happy with the ride. I got to see more of the Botanic Gardens, more so than I thought I'd ever be able to go through. I just didn't realize that when it says traffic not allowed here, they didn't mean bikes. They mean they didn't want other cars going through there. But when I saw that bike rider coming out of there, I says, wait a minute, it looks like we can go through and you can see more of the gardens. That was the first time I got to see it too, just like you guys. Well, okay, I've been at the Botanic Gardens before. Like I said, I take my photography classes out there. I taught photography classes. But as far as riding a bike, that was the first time I got to see the gardens with the bike like that. Usually I was just in the parking lot area and just saw the back of the building. That's all I got to see. This was on the other side of the building, so that was good. So yeah, I'm not pedaling this. I'm just throttling only. I have a lot of power left on my replaced battery now, so I'm not so worried about range at this point. Plus, I want to get off of the road as fast as I can, so I usually go as fast as I can to get off of this. So we're doing close to 25 miles an hour, give or take, 24 point something. It's fine. And a Magicycle would have got me to 28 miles per hour, but hey, 25 is plenty fast. All right. So the sounds you hear are the vehicle next to me. That's not me, by the way. That's the guy ahead of us. So yeah, over here we have to share the road with the cars a little bit. I have a truck behind me. And yep, he went through the light. So he stays behind me. I'm surprised he's not actually trying to pass me. He's just sticking behind me. Because the speed limit is 35, I'm only doing 22 and something. Okay, he turned off, that's why. He was just waiting to make his turns. Yeah, these parts of the roads are the only areas that are a little sketchier for me, where I have to actually be on the road with the cars. I try to take the side streets as much as I can, as you know. It's just safer that way. Yeah, I have to say that the Magneto helmet is doing pretty good. Yeah, I feel really good with it on. There's no give. I mean, it's pretty snug in the sense of there's no play. Is this the road I need to take? Yes. I would say that the visor really comes in handy. The sun is not in my eyes at all. I mean, I still see the windscreen from my microphone right between my eyes over there, but that's the same for any of the other helmets that I have. But it sticks out a little bit further, so I'm not at least being tickled by it. I keep losing that little windscreen, by the way. And to get the proper windscreen for it, like 4 little foam round circle windscreens for $18.95. Really? For a piece of foam? I bought it once. I'm not going to buy it again. So what I did is I went to AliExpress. That's kind of like their it's like their Amazon out in China. And I ordered up some generic windscreens that I have to have ones made specifically kind of similar to this Element. My Element is really small. So most of the windscreens, the opening is too big for it. It only has like, the most you can have is a little slit that opens like 2 millimeters to slide the microphone into it. So I was only able to find one type. It's a lighter color. It's not gray and it's not round. It's kind of oblong. I don't think the foam is as dense. But it was like $5 for $1 something. $1, who knows, whatever it is. Okay, let's turn here, but this car is in my way. I'm gonna let him go first. $5 for $1 or something, plus then the shipping and all that. The shipping was the same for whether I bought 1 pack, 2 pack, 3 packs, or 4 packs. So I bought 4 packs of it. That'll give me 20 windscreens. I'm hoping that this thing works, but I figured I'd take a chance. So it came out to like 20 of them for $10 with the shipping. It takes 2 months to get to me though, but I'm not desperate for it. I have one more windscreen besides the one that is on my mic right now. So I figured if I lose those 2, then I will be in need of it. But at this point, I don't. So I says, okay, 2 months to get from China to here on a slow boat from China. Okay, we'll do it. So I placed the order and paid my $10 and a couple cents. And we'll see if 20 of them work. If they do, yeah, I'm sure it's not as good as this one, because I know the one that I have on now is a bigger round ball. That one's kind of an oval shaped. Didn't look as dense material-wise. But if it does the job, then yeah, I'm set. It's kind of beige colored. It's not really, it's not gray. I would have liked it a gray, but to save the money, I figured I'd give it a try. And if I lose them, I don't feel so bad. They don't cost as much. Alright, so now we're back on easier roads, so I can take it a little bit easier. So I tried to keep things at about 30 minutes or so for videos on the ride here and there, but then as we got towards the Botanic Gardens, I kept it running because I figured we're in the gardens, let's just keep it going and see how it goes. So overall, that particular segment was a little longer. I don't know how long this is. I didn't look at the start time. Go by feel at this point, whether it's too long or not. But I hope you guys have enjoyed the ride there and back. It's a lot longer of a ride than we typically record to do, but I just wanted to do the whole thing if I could. Sadly, I lost three miles of it, not knowing that that the beeping was because of the SD card. I thought it was just the overheating of the battery, because I turned it on and it immediately would shut itself back off. And what I should have done was formatted this brand new SD card too. I didn't do that either. I hope it's recording. I'll know when I do the edits. Yeah, typically if you get a new SD card, you want to hit format first before you start recording on it. I totally forgot to do that. But oh well, it is what it is now. When I'm done, of course, I'll reformat this thing. I always reformat the cards after I take all the edits and everything out of the video. Okay, so anyways, there was a kid to the right. He was waiting his turn for me to pass, and then he waved me on. Kid on his bike. There's a whole bunch of kids on their bikes here. They got baseball bats. I think they're going for baseball practice. Alright, we got a turn.
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto East Grove Street.
Yeah, it's been a fun ride. What time is it now? 12:10 p.m. If I started at 8:15, because I don't know exact the time that I started. It's been coming up to 4 hours of ride time. I have not gotten off the bike except to change out the batteries. Yeah, I can sit on this Bikeroo saddle for quite a while.
Turn left onto East Grove Street.
So for those who said they have a hard time being on their saddle, it's time to get a new saddle.
In half a mile, turn right onto South Windsor Drive.
And again, like I said, I don't have the one with the springs. I have the one with the rubber thing, the elastomers. They say they make this for the indoor exercise bikes. It's the same exact saddle. It's just one has springs, one doesn't. The one with the springs, I don't trust, so I prefer the rubber one. Not to say that their springs were bad. Just saying at one time I had a saddle from some other brand way back when. It was always lopsided. One spring was better than the other spring. So I felt like I was tilted. Didn't want that anymore, so I said I will never buy a saddle with springs anymore. So that's why I have the rubber thing. They call it elastomers. Why can't they just call it rubber? So make things sound better than they really are, right? It's like used cars. They don't call it used cars anymore. It's pre-owned. Pre-owned. My favorite was my wife was looking at sewing machines and sergers and all this other stuff for sewing. And the store had used sewing machines and used sergers. If you're a sewing person, you might know what that means. And so it didn't say used. It didn't say pre-owned. Guess what they called it?
Turn right onto East Kensington Road.
Pre-loved. Pre-loved. You want to buy a pre-loved sewing machine? I think that was the best one. That's the best saying for used. Pre-loved. It was loved before you got a chance to love it. Tell me what you think about that. They got so many good ways of saying things now. You can spin anything anyway, right? Hey, look at this guy. He's got a recumbent bike along with his friend on a regular bike. So, cool. That's nice. You know, if you have a recumbent bike, you are kind of lower. Having another person with you riding, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Turn right onto East Kensington Road, then continue onto South Windsor Drive.
Pre-loved. Can't get over that. Absolute best way of saying used. Pre-owned. Okay, pre-owned does imply used, I think, because it was owned before, right?
East Minor Street.
Pre-loved. Okay, no more pre-loved. I don't even talk about that anymore. Where are we at here? Okay. I think Google Maps does a better job bringing me back home than it does bringing me there. But we'll see. Maybe as we get towards the end, it'll give me that goofiness again.
Turn left onto East Minor Street.
Okay, take a left. No hand signals because nobody's around. I can see all over the place. There's not a person around. I'll be signaling to nobody, but I did stop just in case. Now, coming down this street, we've got, I don't know if that was a school that we passed? I think that was a school. Is this a school? What is this building? I don't know. Did we just pass a school? What is this thing? This is a school. This part's a school. What was the other thing? Is that a church? I don't know. I'll have to check it on the edit. It says bike route. We are on the bike route. Yeah, I've been throttling a little bit more now, getting back. I have pedaled quite a bit today. I think that was the reason why my range was better on the battery. Like I said, a lot of times I don't pedal when I do these videos with you guys, simply because I'm trying to reserve my thinking power. So I can think of what I'm talking about, look around the streets, one less thing to have to worry about is pedaling, look at the navigations, that type of thing. But today I was going to an area that I'm used to going, so it wasn't so bad to be able to pedal and talk at the same time. And if you notice too, most often I'm not out of breath too much. I'm not out of breath as I'm talking to you because I don't really ride for exercise. I ride to keep my knees going. I ride to keep my knees going, keep it moving, help my knees out. But hard pedaling is not actually that great for my knee. I'll feel it the next day. And even in the replaced knee, I will feel it. So that's why I don't really do it for the exercise. People have asked me before. It's to keep my legs moving, keep my knees moving, and that's fine with me. It does a good job doing it. Every time I hop off the bike, I have to hike my shorts up a little bit. You know, these shorts nowadays, they're a certain length down your thigh, and they're not bike shorts. They're just regular shorts, and so it tends to stick to your leg when your leg and stuff has been sweating and things, you know, riding and all. So it tends to kind of stick to it. So I kind of have to hike it a little bit, so it's not sticking down there. Do you guys wear bike shorts? Let me know in the comments if you wear bike shorts, or do you guys, like me, just use regular shorts and ride with that. I don't do anything special, quite frankly. The only thing I wear almost consistently is I always wear these bike gloves. These are cheap bike gloves. I don't know what these are, $10 or $11, something like that. It's a little bit of padding down over here, in here. So it does take some of the toughness of having to push down on these handlebars all this whole time. But more specifically, I wear it because if I do fall, you have a tendency to put your arms out, and I don't want to skin up my palms of my hands if I fall and skin up my hands up on the cement or the asphalt. I mean, that's why I wear it. But because I wear it, the tan the tan happens. My fingers are tanned, but underneath the glove, not tanned. And you could see it. You could definitely see it. It's kind of funny, actually. It's kind of funny looking. Okay, 12.2 miles plus the other, what do we have, 31 point something? Is it 37.1? I'm gonna have to check the edits, I don't know. In all, we know that it's about 60 miles. Yeah, if I don't do the mistake of overshooting the Botanic Gardens and having to ride back, it's about 60 miles, give or take. Yeah, so do you guys do these long rides? What's the farthest you've ridden? Put a comment below. Let me know. What's your typical ride? What's your farthest ride? I can go further, quite frankly. If I trusted the batteries, I can go further. That's because I'm not pedaling to 100% of the time, right? I'm pedaling and I'm throttling. Would never be able to do this on a regular bike, never.
Continue on East Thomas Street for 1 mile.
All right, I think we should be in Arlington Heights, maybe? Anytime I hear the street Thomas, I believe that's Arlington Heights. All right, this area we've ridden many times before, so nothing really special to see or to do. So I'm not going to drag this out for you guys and force you to see the entire ride. I'll put a graphic up, let you know how far it took me to ride this entire thing. Okay, we got a guy on an electric scooter. He's going to pass by us right here. And yeah, I won't drag it all out for you. I think this video's gone long enough. We don't need to do another one just to get to the tail end of it, because we've ridden these things here before on our way back from different areas. So I appreciate you guys following along for this entire series of the ride to and from the North Branch Trail and the Botanic Gardens. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. I'll talk to you guys next time.